Coach, to start, what are your biggest takeaways from fall camp?
Yeah, good fall camp. I thought today was, a little lackluster, which I think is pretty normal the first time you split up and you start getting into some scout teams and some look teams. There's people that have their feelings hurt and think they shouldn't be over there. And so it takes a little bit of time to adjust to that. So, I thought early on there was pretty good energy in practice and kind of you could see it. We don't have a game this week, and that's something that we had to push through the end of practice. But we got to get a lot tougher. I mean, it's going to be hot out there when we travel to Mobile, and so we got to be able to push through the adversity, figure out who we're going to put on the bus with us, on the plane with us, who's our two deep. And so we've set a two deep right now, and so trying to just kind of work through that and figure out where everything fits and where everybody plays special teams wise. And so this will be a big week for us, a mock game week. So this is a true Tuesday, a work day for us. We'll have to come back tomorrow morning. We'll have a Wednesday practice, another work day, then we'll really start tampering off towards the end of the week and allow them to start getting their legs back underneath them. Have a mock game on Saturday, and then boom, we're into the real thing. So we got to take advantage of this week of learning how to practice, learning and taking advantage of the reps that we have preparing 2 weeks for South Alabama, which everybody knows, a great opponent that ended on a really strong note last year, winning the bowl game and a dominant factor. And so we got to kind of grow and learn from the things that happen today and practice better against scouts.
Well, you set your two deep, so do you have a starting quarterback at this point?
Yeah, Chandler will be our starting quarterback right now, and so don't have a backup yet. I think Drew Messamaker's done some really good things, and Cash McCollum have done good things. So really between those guys, we'll split the reps for the twos and allow those to continue to battle and see if someone kind of breaks out. But they both had highs and they both had lows. They both have to do a better job of protecting the football holistically. And so don't know who the backup will be if we get into that situation. But yeah, Chandler will be the guy going out there for once.
Hasheem Young hadn't seen the field so far this fall camp. Is there any status on him going into the season?
Yeah, Hasheem will be out for the year, and so something that happened during the course of summer ball, and so big loss for our team. I mean, a mature guy that's played, worked his tail off to really get in shape this summer, and so yeah, I mean that's something that we've been preparing for a long time. It's something that happened prior to fall camp, and so quite surprised it took this long for anybody to figure that out. But yeah, he'll be greatly missed. He'll be rehabbing and hopefully come back bigger, faster, stronger than ever.
You mentioned Sproles as a guy that played that star position. Do you see him kind of sliding into that spot this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll see kind of a little bit by committee. He's done some nice jobs. I think with Hill being able to be a really intellectual football player, we'll be able to slide him over to the star. He has a big body, big physical presence. So I think it'll be good for him to be able to slide in there, play some star, and then B.J. Allen can play that boundary safety position. And so between those guys, you got Javen Anderson, that's played a ton of reps there, has a bunch of banked reps. And so yeah, we'll kind of figure out where our best three guys fit over the course, and we'll kind of tinker with some different guys out there at the same time, see who plays the best together.
Do you have any, now that we're talking injuries here, do you have a better handle on some of these other guys that have been out for the fall, whether they'll be available for that first week of the season, like Shipley and some of these other?
No, Shipley's doing good right now, and so I think Shipley's on a timeline where hopefully he's going to be able to play this first game, and so really been happy with his progression right now, doing a great job in the rehab and actually getting him back into some football stuff right now. So excited about that. So no really news to break right now as far as guys that are definitely out for the year right now. I mean, Sheem's the only one that we know is out for the year.
You feel good about Gabe Blair being ready for the season?
Yeah, I think Gabe continues to be on a timeline. And so just being smart with him, and he's played so much football around here, and so being able to be a guy that started 3 straight years, so we're going to progress and make sure his body feels right. But it's not a thing with him where you worry about him knowing when the bullets are live if he's ready to go or not, just because he's had so many banked reps, and so a guy that's a great player, and we'll see kind of how he progresses the next couple of weeks.
Coach, what are your thoughts about that offensive line so far? Is it narrowed down to your 5 starters yet?
Yeah, I mean, today, I think Mackay is doing a good job right now. Landon Peterson, Jet, continues to do a good job. I think when you look at the other side, Larry Moore's a guy, Leke, and then you have Paula, Braden Nelson are guys that are kind of still pushing. So, those are kind of our 7 guys right there, and just trying to figure out the best combination that can gel together and go out here and allow us to have the most success on Saturdays. And so feel really good with 7, possibly 8. You know, there's some guys that are ups and downs right now, but yeah, I think we're pretty solid with our top 7 to 8. Not a for sure solid. This is our starting 5 yet.
Same question for your receivers as well.
Yeah, so you know we've mixed up the receivers a little bit this week, and something we've always done is kind of rank our top 8 receivers. And so you're going to see by committee. I mean, everybody knows that Damon Ward and Blair Conright and DT Sheffield are kind of the guys that have proven what they can do laying inside those 4. And I think after that you're going to see a lot of Jeremiah Aaron. You're going to see a lot of Wyatt Young. You can see a little bit of Miles Coleman out there. Baron Tipton's done a nice job. Be able to maybe see a little bit of Baron Tipton out there. Mason had a couple nice catches today. So yeah, I think we feel pretty confident about our top 8 guys and being able to put them. Dalton Carnes is another one that continues, had a great day today, made some really nice plays. So yeah, our depth at receiver, I mean, I think I feel really good about our top 8 to 10 guys going out there and making plays at a high level.
How's Lando looking?
Yeah, he looks good. Just continue just to be smart with him. I mean, he's one of those guys too that he's a guy that's played football. He understands this system. Really intelligent, high football IQ, and so just making sure that we have him for the remainder of the season is the biggest thing right now. And so I think slowly working him back into shape, which is hard to do with him. I mean, he's out there. Anytime you tell him you want to limit his reps, and he's out there doing more than he should. So just trying to slowly progress him back into shape, and so he's ready to play a full season.
You won the top offenses last year. Do you feel like there's expectations? The expectations are higher this year, even with a new team or basically a new offense.
No, I mean, I think expectation to win is higher, and obviously I take that on my shoulders and don't take it lightly every single day. And so I think I would give away all the stats, all the accolades, all the amount of numbers that we have for more in the win column. And so being able to play complementary football is something super important. And so I think it's something you got to get the feel of once you get into the season and understanding where you're at both offensively and defensively. And so we're not going out trying to break any records throwing or running the football this year. But we want to be efficient offense, make sure that we keep our defense off the field, allow them to rest, go on long, sustained drives. And then ultimately, I thought we did a bad job in the red zone. I thought we kicked too many field goals last year. And so being able to produce touchdowns once we do go on these drives, not settle for field goals, will be a big deal for us. So no, I'm not looking, for us to be explosive. I'm looking to find ways, any way possible, to win a game.
You get Akaika back this year, who's had some success here over the years. How big is it for you guys to be able to get him back on the field this fall?
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell. I mean, even a day like today where I thought, we're a little bit sloppy. I mean, a guy that knows how to practice, he knows the standard that Coach Cobbs has set in that room. He's someone that when adversity hits, he's able to kind of stand up and move us in the right direction. And I think I saw that a couple times today. Just he knows how to practice. He's really eager to get back out there. I think last year, losing a year has really brought a new appreciation for football for him. And so it's been fun to watch him, just his grit come out and his determination to get back out there and be the best player possible. So, yeah, I mean, Akaika will be our starting running back when we start this thing, and I think he's earned that. And we trust him in everything we do, and not only in the run game, but the pass protection and then being able to catch the ball in the backfield. I mean, he's a guy that I think we trust at a high level.
And you guys did have the last scrimmage over the weekend, which was really kind of, I would assume, one of your last real kind of live looks at this thing before you get going this season. Was there anything that you saw in that scrimmage that stood out to you?
No, I thought it was good. It was good as the offense. It was kind of just the opposite of last week. The offense I thought started extremely fast last week, and Chandler was able to move the ball really, really efficiently early on in the scrimmage. I think really the only time he sputtered was maybe a 2-minute drive. So it was good to see him get some confidence, get rolling. It was something that I didn't think we really gave up a ton of explosive plays defensively. There was kind of one early on that set up a touchdown, but other than that, I thought they were really able to hone in, did a nice job on some run defense stuff. And there's still just us finding the matchups that we think are key and finding, our DBs that we love in man coverage that we like better in zone. I mean, there's still some of that going on in the last scrimmage, just putting them in some situations to see how they react, right? And so yeah, I thought it was good. Offense started fast, and I thought the defense kind of settled in and was able to kind of at the back end of the scrimmage kind of really do it. And then, it's shown right now is just we got to continue to work into shape once we get out in the heat. I mean, some of these days have been extremely hot. You know, when we scrimmaged, I think it was 104 degrees that day outside. And so as we continue this week, that'll be a big piece to it is making sure our guys are ready to go out there and play some long, sustained drives in an atmosphere that we're expecting, you know, to be pretty humid.
How do you guys adjust with it, you know, in terms of your lineup with Sheen Mount? I know you guys were looking at him at that key center safety spot.
Yeah, so you know, it's just it'll be Spurls is a guy that we like right there. We moved Jaden Hill in there to start getting some reps. Just really like his body, physicality, able to tackle inside the box athletically, and then you know that allows us to play BJ at the boundary spot, BJ Allen, and so you know I think really the one set right now is you know I think Evan Jackson at field safety's been fantastic for us, and he's a guy that's in year 2 and a young buck that is just a year better in the system, but he's someone I think that continues to shine, and so that's kind of the key marquee. But you know I think there will be a little bit of a rotation right there to keep some bodies fresh in the middle at the star position.
Do you have a field goal kicker confirmed yet? I know you were talking about that the other week, how it wasn't quite confirmed. Do you think who would be going in?
No, you know, if we played today, it'd probably be Callie. Probably be Callie if we played today. And then, you know, there'll be some stuff, you know, just based off long field goals and such, to where if we get in a longer situation, we'll have another plan for it. And you know, Ford's done a phenomenal, like, I mean, he might have a stronger leg than Noah as far as on these kickoffs and stuff. And so I think, you know, we put him in a couple situations, long field goal, and he's been able to hammer some through from a long way. So yeah, I mean, I would assume, you know, if we went out this weekend, you know, Callie would be our PAT and our short field goal guy, and then have a plan for Blake after that, depending on how long it is.
Do you think Lecke's going to start there, one of those guard spots? Is that kind of where you settled in at eventually?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing a nice job right now, and so he's extremely strong in there. I think, you know, getting movement in the run game is something he takes great pride in. You know, he leverages really well and is really able to get some push. And so I think, you know, as we look into doing that, and there's some multiple different things. You know, the one thing is you know, Landon's played mostly guard, I mean, but could easily bump out to play tackle for us. So I think, you know, if we get in a situation ever where we need someone to bump out to tackle, it'll be Landon. Will be the first one out. And then I think, you know, Braden Nelson is a guy that's a true freshman that continues to gain our respect, continues to gain our trust, and someone that really, you know, quite frankly, I'm not scared to put him in a game right now. And so, you know, he has the weight, he has the strength, and continues to do a good job.
What are your thoughts about those return spots at the moment?
The returners? Yeah, so, you know, I think DT naturally fits into the punt returning spot. And then just trying to see, you know, we got Harris, who had great success at Lamar returning kicks. You know, we have Juwan Price, who's looked really good in practice returning kicks, and then DT. And so, you know, I think between those three guys, we're still rolling. Don't have a set one there yet, but I think, you know, DT will start with the punts. And then, you know, Blair Conright's a guy we trust back there, and someone that we could put back there as well. So yeah, we got a good idea, I think, of who the returners are. And this next week will kind of determine who we go with on the kick returner between Harris, DT, and Juwan Price.
What are your thoughts on the South Alabama matchup so far?
Yeah, good team. I mean, I think, you know, anytime you have, you know, a guy that's was a part of the defense and is coming back to call it, and so we're watching tape, but we're also expecting, you know, something that we've never seen off tape, just because it's a new guy that's at the realm, and he's going to have his own spin on things. And so, you know, that's something that we love about this offense, and kind of what we do is we're able to make adjustments pretty fast and being able to get through our reads and stuff. And so, you know, it's a team that plays predominantly one high last year, and so, but who's to say they don't come out and play all two high this year, or get in a whole different shell. And so, so yeah, I mean, I thought they did a good job of creating negative plays last year. I mean, they have, you know, some different blitz packages, and they like to run these backers through the gaps. And so then offensively, you know, I think there'll be some similarities, you know, maybe to the new guy. And two, I know Major has a big hand in all the offensive play calling stuff. And then they hired a guy from Alabama. And so, so I'd see, you know, continue to build on what they did good last year, with Major continuing to be there and having a big influence on what they do on the offensive side of the ball. So Major's always done a phenomenal job and understand, you know, offensively how to move the ball and score touchdowns. And so, So yeah, I mean, there might be a little bit of new stuff, flavor thrown in there with their new coordinator on offense, but at the end of the day, I think Major will continue to build off what they did good last year.
You mentioned Wyatt Young and Brady Nelson. Are there any other freshmen you see traveling this year?
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I think Kerry Williams is a guy that continues to find his way in a corner. I think Jaden Williams will be a guy that's at the nose guards playing really good for us, continues to get better and better. You know, on the offensive side of the ball, I think you'll see Braden Nelson. I think you'll see Wyatt. I think you'll see Barron Tipton. You'll see, you know, a handful of all those guys. Those are kind of the key guys right now that you'll see. Linebacker, no. And you'll see Zayden Scott will, you know, coming from Cedar Hill, he'll travel as well and see some action at the D-line position.
Gotcha. And Landon Peterson yesterday was named a captain, his first year being at North Texas. What have you seen from him? What qualities have you seen from him since getting on campus?
Yeah, no, I think just anytime you get, you know, the maturity level of what he brings. I mean, he's an older guy, you know, someone that's been through a lot, ups and downs. You know, I think coming back and his body feeling good after a couple of injuries, a couple of years, just has a fresh, you know, rejuvenating spirit about him. I think every time you see him out there, he's happy to be on the field, loves playing ball. He's had a good voice in the huddle, and so just continues to press. I mean, just the way he handles his business day in, day out, like a professional, has been really fun to watch.
What's your thoughts on Chandler's progression from the beginning of fall camp to now, and your thoughts on him in live scrimmages so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think he is what we thought he was, and so, you know, I think the one thing you can never tell about a quarterback in these scrimmages is they're not live in the scrimmage, and so sometimes when some of these plays break down, I think Chandler has a great ability to escape the pocket and then a great ability to throw the football on the run. So, you know, some of these times that plays break down, we might blow it dead, you know, during the course of a game. I mean, he finds a way to be Houdini back there, sneak out of the pocket and create a big play down the field. So does a great job keeping his eyes down the field. I think just as he continues to see more looks with this offense, understanding kind of what we're looking for, I think he gets more and more accustomed, more and more, you know, just in sync with what we're trying to accomplish holistically the offense. And then we'll give him freedom to check at the line of scrimmage. And I think that'll be a huge deal for him to have that freedom. I mean, he's like another coach on the field for us out there, and so we'll allow him to get us into some good stuff out there.
It seems like the Vegas predictions and all that's kind of favor South Alabama. Do you feel like underdogs heading into Mobile?
Yeah, until we prove that you know, we're not. I think we're going to be the underdogs to pretty much everybody we've played this year, and we're okay with that. Like, that's something that we've embraced as a team. We've talked about as a team, and so you have to earn the right for all these things that you get in football. And obviously it's a new season. This is a new team, a lot of new faces, and so we got a chance to go one way or another right here and be able to prove from the start of the season that we're a team that has grown and a team that's learned from our mistakes and continues to get better. But, you know, this team there's so much newness on this team. There's so many fresh faces on this team. You know, I haven't drawn back and compared this team to last year on purpose, just because we do have so many new faces on this, and this is about this team in 2024 and not about last year. And this is a great opportunity for us to go showcase, you know, all the hard work we put in for the first, you know, 7-8 months of this team being together. And it's our first opportunity to go show the world kind of where we're at.
Very cool.
All right, man, how's fall camp been so far?
It's been pretty good, pretty well so far, yeah. I think we're coming, bringing the team along together pretty well. So,
What makes you say that? Why do you feel like you guys are progressing?
you know, last year's team was we were really tight, you know, on and off the field. But I feel like on the field with this new group this year, I feel like a lot of the guys are buying in and we're working together really hard.
How is the defense coming?
I think it's coming along great. You know, a lot of guys are you know, playing their roles, whether it's on the scout team or, you know, on the field, and the rotation has been great. So yeah.
Are there any freshmen on that D-line that have kind of stood out to you this week?
Oh yeah, quite a few really. Zayden Scott, really good kid. Nate and Matthew, and really almost all the guys, all the freshmen are really good.
You've been on this team for a while. You know, how do you? What have you seen from these transfers, and how do you think they're going to be able to help y'all in that front this year?
I think, man, everybody's an asset so far. I think I like everybody who we've picked up this year, and like guys like Terrell is like some people like we hoping we can count on this year.
What are your thoughts about the defensive line room as a whole, and just what are the defensive line kind of goals for this year?
Oh yeah, man. We just we're just trying to do our 1 of 11. Trying to do our job. At the highest level we can do it, and just trying to be more productive as a unit. But yeah, we're all pretty close. We've built bonds throughout the summer, and it's going well.
You guys lost one of your key pieces. Coach acknowledged that Sheen's not going to be with you guys this year. What impact do you think that has on your guys' defense?
Yeah, it's a huge impact. Prayers up to Sheen. He's going to be a huge asset for our team this year. But I feel confident in the other guys who are behind him and are willing to step up and play this season.
And you guys get Isaiah back. I know you've been teammates with him for a long time. You excited to get him back? What do you think he'll offer? I mean, not Isaiah, Kaika.
Oh, Kaika.
Yeah, Kaika.
Yeah. I was, but yeah, Kaika's coming back. I'm really excited. I hope he's productive as usual. Has a standout year this year, and I'm just hope he stays healthy throughout the rest of the year.
What gives you such confidence in him coming back?
It's just I'm not non-biased. I just think he's a great player. And is he's another asset to this team. And I feel like when he gets back, he's going to get it rolling for our offense.
A big priority of this camp so far has been stopping the run. How have you kind of taken that goal upon yourself?
As a unit, man, like last year we weren't really great in that aspect. So, we've been trying to focus on stopping the run more than anything and, just doing our job at a high level, like I said.
What changes do you feel like you've kind of made to achieve that goal?
Personally, I put on a little bit more weight to, hold my ground, on the defensive line, and I feel like we've just been, focusing on stopping the run and playing the run and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Have you learned any lessons during this camp that you plan to apply this season?
Lessons, probably just our like I've been saying, our coach has been harping on just doing our job to the highest level, and I really took that into mind. If I do my job at a high level, then it helps out the other guys and helps this team as a whole.
And just to start things out, how did it feel to be named a captain on this team in your first year here?
It was an honor. Wasn't really expecting it just because I got here in such a short time. But I felt like being here, it's really helped me become who I am and who I wanted to be the whole time I was at my old school, and I never just really got to do that just because I felt my role wasn't truly there. I kind of fell out of love with the game of football while I was there, and coming here, I found my love for it, and it's been nothing but enjoy. So.
What's made you find that love for the game again being here?
Just the coaches. Just they believe in me, I believe in them, and that's a big thing for me, and it's just been great.
How's that offensive line coming together over the course of fall?
It's been good. We've had a lot of battles at certain positions. We've seen some young guys step up. Braden Nelson, that's a good football player. He's going to be really good in the coming years. And I think just having me, Jet, and being able to be those older guys to show the younger guys how it's supposed to be done and what needs to be done to have a good offensive line, I just feel like it's come together very well.
What have you seen from fall camp so far, and thoughts on the 2 scrimmages you played in so far?
They've been good. Our defense has definitely improved. From the spring, we got more pieces. I feel like Terrell is a big help out at the edge. I think overall, we're battling. Every practice it goes either way. It's never a dominant thing, and that's a good thing in football, just to be able to compete every single day.
How's the transition been, both on and off the field from Texas Tech to North Texas?
It's been good. Like I said earlier, I've enjoyed every moment of it, and it's been great.
Has Leke kind of stepped up there at that guard spot as you guys kind of sort out where everybody's going to fit?
Yeah, he stepped up. He's definitely taken strides to take over that role, and he's been doing a good job leading as well. He's an older guy. He has experience, so I feel like we have as a group, the starting 5. I feel like we're guys that understand football and how it needs to be done, and we just got to keep each other accountable to be able to do all the things we want to do as an offensive line.
You bring a Kaika back this year. Now, granted, he didn't play last year, but what have you seen from him now that he's coming back from that knee injury that kept him out last year?
I didn't really know much about him. Honestly. Like, I really had no idea. And then he came on that first scrimmage, and who's number 6? Like, I mean, he's a good football player. He runs the ball, runs hard. He has good vision. I mean, he's everything you want in the back.
You just kind of spoke on the veteran leadership that you have, in that starting class so far. Just speaking personally, what lessons and experiences have you taken away from your time at Texas Tech?
I feel like I've had ups and downs with everything. I've been scout team. I've started. I've been benched. I've had injuries. I've had season-ending stuff. So I've kind of had like the full ups and downs of college football. And I just feel like I'm able to, like when a younger guy feels down because he didn't get what he wanted, or he's having a rough day at practice, like I'm trying to remind him every day, like it happens. Like you can't get into those feelings, you can't get into your emotions. You just got to play ball, go after the next play and the next practice, and just continue to get better.
At Tech, you kind of played a couple different positions on that line. Do you enjoy having that versatility, moving around?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my strong points is being able to play all 5. I'm able to do it, and I feel like I'm pretty solid at it. I feel like it helps me understand what everyone's doing as well as what my job is to be done, so it just kind of gives me a better visual on what's going to happen during the play.
Have you learned any lessons this camp that you plan to apply for the rest of the season?
I feel like the big emphasis here, like I've really noticed, is just like discipline. Like just being on top of your stuff, finding time to better yourself as an individual and as a player. I feel like Coach Kagans does a great job of developing and really making people think outside the box on how life can be. I feel like he's a great strength coach, but he's a good life coach at the same time. I mean, we've had some talks that made me put things into perspective and just like look at things different and how to live life.
Offense going, looking like it's coming together like you hoped.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I just feel like we're explosive. We have weapons all over the field. I feel like our run game is going to be solid. Our pass game is going to be good. I just feel like we have some football players at every position that are going to be very successful in whatever they do.
Thanks, Landon.
Thank you, Landon.
Thank you all.